Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's episode is going to be short, sweet, kind of a tutorial type thing. Well, maybe just an FYI, or okay, if you don't know, now you know. Yeah, so today I was scrolling through Instagram like every other day, and I noticed something that everyone should probably know about, filters. Actually, no, not the kind of filters you're probably thinking of. So let me rephrase that. I was looking through Instagram and I saw filters and I got inspired to teach you about photography filters. That's right. So there are essentially, how do I say this? 3 major types of filters, maybe 4. So you'd have UV filters, you'd have AA filters, you would have ND filters, and you would have a CPL filter. So in car photography, and even in some cases landscape photography, you would use ND filters quite often. For instance, I use ND filters for videography. I will explain to you those in a bit. I've actually went out, shot a bit of videography with my car, and yeah, so maybe I'll take you to those videos right now, then you guys can check it out. Before I show you guys the video I shot with the filters and how it changes, I just wanted to walk you through the actual filters I have. So the first filter I want to bring up to you quickly is a CPL filter, otherwise known as a circular polarizer. This is quite useful and handy, but I'll explain it to you in the video and how to actually, as you can see, it rotates. But in the video I'll explain to you exactly what it's doing. This is a variable ND filter. As you can see, there's a little knob here and you can change the actual amount of light coming through this filter. This is very handy and useful if you don't want to buy multiple single type stop filters. For instance, this can go from This can go from 4 stops of light to 400 stops of light. Okay, that's a lot of light stops. We have a single type of stop filter, so this isn't variable at all. This is just a normal filter that you just plug and play. It only has one amount of stop on it. So this is a 6 stop, otherwise known as an ND64. I just know it by the stops. You can get 3 stops, you get 6 stops, you get 10 stops, and yeah, so on, depending on the brand and what they actually do. All right, so let's switch over to the footage I shot, and I'll do a voiceover of exactly what's going on there. Cool. Before we go through what the filters look like, I just wanted to show you this image here. This is settings without any filters. This is currently set at a very high aperture, at least 22. My ISO is set at 100, and I think my shutter is at 125 because this is video, so following the 180 rule. Cool. So I just wanted to show you what it would look like if I put this onto the settings that I wanted to shoot. So as you can see, this image is super overexposed. I really wanted to get a nice blurry background, so that's why I chose to go to f2.8. So the first filter we're going to introduce is the ND filter. This is a 6 stop filter. It's slightly dark because it's overcast, but all we need to do is just bump up our ISO just to get that perfect exposure. And look at that. We still keep the properties of the aperture at 2.8 to keep the background nice and blurry, and we still have the 125 to make sure that we comply with the 180 rule. So the next filter I want to talk about is a circular polarizer, otherwise known as a CPL filter. CPL filters are very, very useful and very, very handy for removing unwanted light reflections. As you can see, on this one I've rotated it to remove the reflection from the windscreen. If you keep on rotating, it'll remove the reflection from the door panel. CPL filters do pose one small tricky issue, and that's dependent on the angle that you're shooting, and especially the angle that you want to remove those unwanted reflections. Don't get me wrong, this is a very powerful and useful tool in your arsenal that you can use. I do suggest you do pick up one. There are some pretty cool ones out there that are pretty cheap and pretty affordable. Okay guys, hope this was super helpful, super informative. Hope you left with a bit more knowledge about filters, well, photography filters. And yeah, so just in a short summary, I use two types of filters personally. I use ND filters and I use CPLs. Those are what the majority of a lot of car shooters actually use as well. I also like to use them for videography, and I hope you guys walked away with a lot more information, especially from the videos and how I explained it. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, and please share this video. It really helps out with the channel, just trying to grow it. I do want to focus everything car photography, well actually just photography in general, but I also want to just make sure people come back here and actually can learn something. So please, if you guys can do that for me, that'd be awesome. Okay, till the next one, cheers guys, bye.